everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to do a style and color comparison. I'm here to compare Raquel Welch Portrait Mode, the one on my head, in the color Iced Cafe Latte, with Belle Tress Lady Latte in the color Brown Sugar Sweet Cream. Two bobs, some differences, some similarities. Let's compare them in case you're in the market for a straight bob, so you know the difference. So these aren't exact sister styles. There are some significant differences, but if you're just looking at pictures on a website, those differences might not be immediately obvious, so I really wanted to cover them since I happen to have both of these wigs. Both of these wigs were sent to me by Name Brand Wigs so that I could review them for you. I reviewed this one 6 weeks ago now, maybe, quite a while ago, and I will link that review in the description if you want to know the full details about Portrait Mode by Raquel Welch. Lady Latte, I just also reviewed recently, and I will link that review in the description. That way, if you like what you see, you can learn a whole lot more. So let's start with the similarities. Both of these have heat-friendly fibers. So the Raquel Welch, heat-friendly, Belle Tress, heat-friendly. And, you know, they do not feel exactly the same. Belle Tress fibers are very soft, silky, smooth. They're just so nice. Raquel Welch is also soft, silky, and smooth, but they tend to feel like they have a little bit of a kind of a coating, a waxy coating on them sometimes. I definitely think they have differences in how the fibers feel. These are just a little bit silkier and lighter feeling. These can kind of feel sometimes just a little bit thicker and heavier, in my opinion. Another similarity, both of them have mono tops. So the whole top section up here on both of them is monofilament. And they're both sort of straightish bobs. So those are the similarities. Now let's talk about the differences. Length is one of the biggest differences. I will put some pictures on the end so that you can see them side by side and really be able to tell how they fall on me. This one is shorter, so Portrait Mode is shorter than Lady Latte by approximately 1 inch to 1.5 inches, and that can really make a difference in how it lays. This one much more swoops under the chin, whereas Lady Latte goes almost down to my collarbone. It's just a little bit longer. Another big difference is this Portrait Mode has some permatease in it and has some roundness. The way that they tied these fibers onto this cap on the monofilament, it has some natural lift up here. Even though there's no permatease on the top here where there's monofilament, it does feel a little bit poofy and there is lift there. Lady Latte, on the other hand, does not have any of that lift. Let me show it to you. It's very flat compared to Portrait Mode. Can you see that? Very, very flat, and you can see right away the difference in that length. So Lady Latte lays a lot sleeker and a lot straighter, whereas Portrait Mode has just a little bit of kind of a curve under and a little bit of flippies on the one side, whereas Lady Latte doesn't do any of that flipping. Now, because both of these are heat friendly, you can take heat to them. You could make this one a little bit straighter to mimic this a little bit by taking a flat iron to it or a hot comb, something to really get those fibers to lay a lot more straight, because they definitely want to curve under on the bottom here. Likewise, you could take a round brush or a curling iron and get a little bit more of a curve on this one, or even add curls to it. So that is something you can do with these, but right out of the box, I would say the biggest difference is that sleek, flat, no poof look on Lady Latte versus some of the volume that you get on Portrait. So if you're looking for a sort of chin length-ish bob or so, and you aren't sure what to choose, here are the questions to ask yourself. Do you like volume in your wigs? If so, portrait mode may be a better choice for you because it's definitely more voluminous, and there is, let me just double check, because it can feel like there's permatease in it, but I'm not actually sure that there is. You know what? There's a little bit of crimpy fibers right at the back, nothing on the top. That gives it more of that rounded look. So if you want some volume, you like a little bit of roundedness to your bobs, then portrait mode could be a good choice for you. If, on the other hand, you find yourself overwhelmed by hair a lot, you don't like permatease, you don't like volume, then you might want to think about Lady Latte. It lays a lot flatter. You can always take heat to the front to get a little bit of lift in the front if that's where you want a little bit of lift. That's my preference, and I probably will be taking heat to this one just to give it a little bit of lift in the front. I actually have a video showing how to do that with another Belle Tress wig. So definitely check that out if you're struggling with some of your wigs and you want to maybe add a little lift in the front and take some heat to it. Another big difference is the cap size. Belle Tress wigs are known to run large and be big head friendly. This one is definitely that. I have a 22-inch circumference and I have cinched in the adjusters all the way on this one to fit me comfortably. Please check out my review if you want to know more about the cap size because it's very big. Whereas portrait mode runs a little bit more true to average. And so I think if you're looking for something to fit larger head measurements, Belle Tress might be a good brand for you. But if you're more petite, you're going to swim in this one without making some adjustments. It might be better to go for the Raquel Welch wig, which runs just a little bit truer to average at this time in this piece. All right, everybody, let's get the color. I put them both on mannequin heads so you can see it side by side. I think that's going to be the best way to show this. So first of all, let's take a look at that root. I was just telling you the biggest difference in the root. So this is Lady Latte Brown Sugar Sweet Cream right here. This is portrait mode SS Iced Cafe Latte. Look at that difference. So for those of you that don't know, in Raquel Welch colors, if there is an SS on the color, that stands for shadow shades. That means that the root is a shadow root, and this really demonstrates how that's different. So you've got barely a root. Like, it's hard to even tell because it's such a shadow, whereas that's a traditional rooting on a wig. It's not a long root, but it's definitely more prominent. It's also a lot darker. So one of the challenges with these shadow shades is they're so short that sometimes if the hair shifts, you can barely see it. So let me move that over a little bit. So you can see this one's much darker. And this rooting is more neutral in tone. So the brown on SS Iced Cafe Latte is neutral. The one on Brown Sugar Sweet Cream right here is very warm. And then when you look at the colors side by side, can you tell? This one's got more warmth to it. It's just got more of like auburn tones or strawberry tones. I'm trying to make sure I'm not in this so that it doesn't want to focus on my face. And this one's just more neutral. It may be hard to see that on video, but this one's more of a neutral to ashy. This has got ashy tones in it, but it's definitely got more warmth going on. But when it comes to, you know, which one's lighter, which one's darker, I think from a depth perspective, they're similar. They're very similar from a depth or darkness. It's more ashy, neutral, warmer with some red. And then if you want more of a prominent root, if you are a brunette looking to maybe go lighter, but you're not ready to be a blonde, you may be looking for something with more of a prominent root. The Shadow Shades root is not very prominent. Brown Sugar Sweet Cream could be a great transition color for you. Okay, everybody, I hope that helped. So basically, let's summarize. And this is a human hair wig that I purchased from Stacked Wigs. So let's summarize. If you're looking for a bob that has little to no volume, is very, very sleek, no permatease, no poof, Lady Latte could be a great one for you. If you're looking for something with a little bit more volume, it's still not super voluminous or poofy, but you want more volume, you want more roundedness, and you don't like those kind of straight ends, portrait mode could be a great choice for you. Honestly, because they're both heat friendly, you can do some things to them to make them your own. The one thing you're not going to do though is get a lot of volume in Lady Latte. I do think you can get more volume out of portrait mode. Hopefully this helped you. Please let me know if you have questions. Go check out my reviews so that you can learn more details about both of those wigs. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon.